Michel Wiktorsson. Gaurish, if you could just share your screen for me, please, that would be great. And then we can get going. I can see the numbers are moving across from the session before. So, all right. Well, I will not take up any more of your time. Michel, Gaurish, thank you for joining us today. And the stage is yours.
Thanks, Philip. Hello, everyone. My name is Gaurish. I am a principal enterprise architect at SAP, based out of Europe. And thanks, Philip, for inviting us to this event today, where we are going to talk about Architect's Guide to SAP Business Data Cloud and Databricks, SAP Databricks solution. Right. So we did a version of this at Sapphire, which was very well received. So Philip kind of kindly invited us to do the recast of this session for Switch on Americas. So we are happy to be here, right? Thanks for joining us today. So with that, we can start the session. Right. So I'm sure a lot of people joining today have come from SAP background, enterprise architecture background, and data architecture background as well. And what a time to be a data architect, right? We have data growing in the organizations at a tremendous pace, whether we are talking about customer facing data, logs, IoT devices, process data, all of that is growing very, very fast. And at the same time, we have the organizations coping with their legacy architectures, right? And at the same time, we have seen a tremendous push on identifying and implementing AI use cases from the top down. CIOs, CDOs, and all the CXOs out there are trying to leverage data, AI for their organizations. And the key struggle that we have on this journey is with regards to data quality. So as an enterprise architect or a data architect, it's a tremendous opportunity for every one of us, because there is strong demand for data architecture capabilities in the market and in the organizations today, right? So if you're a data architect, it's a great time to be one, and keep doing what you're doing, right? But how does that tie in with what we are going to talk about today? So we have seen across organizations the data architecture that they currently rely on has become extremely fragile. What do I mean by that? So we have systematically taken all the business context from our source systems and put them in married Excel files, right? I'm sure every organization today has a few Excel files which contain all the semantic business context, and then if those files are deleted, corrupted, etc., it can bring down the whole reporting and analytics structure over there, right? And on top of that, we have built multiple data swarms, or pools of data which are not governed properly, which are not checked for data quality. And on top of that, we have built data models and applied to them patchwork of data quality fixes. So every time someone asks for a new dashboard, we go through a cycle of checking the data quality, making patchwork adjustments to that, and trying to fix that on the fly. And now on top of the same data architecture, there is a constant need of balancing the traditional analytics as well as the new AI use cases. So we are in a situation where organizations need to modernize their data architecture. And that is exactly what SAP is kind of offering with the business data cloud capabilities to ensure that your data architecture is ready for AI, right? So because this is an enterprise architecture event, we would first start with kind of understanding what are the different capabilities of business data cloud, right? It's not just one monolithic product. It's a combination. It's a module based product, which brings everything together in form of the business data fabric, right? And what is it made up of? That is quite important over here. Is if you see at the bottom, we have the foundational services, which are responsible for data acquisition from the source systems, whether it's SAP or on cloud or on prem. Then we have the connectivity and replication, pulling all the data into the object file store. We have the lifecycle management orchestration, and the core of the data which is stored over there is a data object store in HANA data lake files, right? Then on top of that, we have the data product generator, which would allow you to create data products from your existing BW assets. And we'll talk about what the data products look like, what they mean in the coming section of the session. Then we have the SAP Databricks component, which is the new partnership with Databricks. That's why my co-presenter Michelle is there, and she will take you to the details of what the partnership, why the partnership has been formed, what it entails, and what are the use cases that we kind of see our customers maximizing their value from data for. Then we have within the Databricks, we have the data catalog, which is also called as Unity Catalog, which allows you to get all of your data products in one place and ensure that you can govern them on ongoing basis. You can develop custom AI ML on top of it. There is zero copy bidirectional share, which allows you to share the data between Databricks and your the SAP environment without having to kind of move the data around, as well as to external sources. If you already are a Databricks customer, you can cross share that as well. And then finally, unstructured external data storage for all the unstructured data that you want to bring in into Business Data Cloud. We on top of that, we have the SAP Data Sphere, which is something that you guys are very familiar with. It's a mature um, product from SAP, which allows you to do data federation, data lineage management, data product management, governance, manage the knowledge graph, and then also work on cataloging, semantic context for the data, and then data integration and sharing. So that's the data sphere part of it. And then on top of that, which is the analytics cloud, allows you to do the visualization, planning, embed the AI agent, which is Joule Just Ask, and then predict and forecast on top of your existing data. So that is the business facing layer of the BDC, and then that is kind of where your business users interact with, right? So that is a breakdown of all the components of Business Data Cloud. Next, we look at what are the data products. So this is a very important concept that SAP has introduced with the announcement of Business Data Cloud. And basically, data product is defined as a self-contained managed business data set, right? That means once it's created, it can easily be shared across multiple times to create multiple business facing assets. So once the data product is available to you, you can consume that in multiple different dashboards or multiple different AI ML use cases, right? It provides you the right data with the right context and the right governance in place, rather than you having to build all of the business context again and again and again. It's once it is built and available, it's easily shareable, it has all the semantic alignment, it's harmonized, and it's trusted and cataloged for easy sharing. So once it is available and created by the IT team, it's easily shared and made available in the catalog, and the business can use it and be ensured that it is kind of correct. And then what you can see on the right hand side of this slide is what we call different two levels of data products. So what we call primary data product and the derived data product. So primary data products are the ones which are going to be managed by SAP and provided across our cloud ERP solutions, whether it's S/4HANA public cloud or private cloud, and also our line of business solutions such as Concur, Ariba, CX, etc. And they are going to be managed by SAP, right? And SAP will give you access to all these data products, which are then available in your BDC. You have to activate them, and you can directly consume them as they are, or you can turn them into derived data products, which allow you to combine multiple data products together and then use them for your analytics and AI ML use cases without losing any of the context, without having to move the data around every time. So this is a very important product in a kind of almost a mind shift over here, where traditionally data was thought of as a byproduct of a process or an action or a transaction, and now we are positioning data as a product itself, which can be used for further traditional analytics as well as AI ML use cases, right? And what is SAP doing while as we are speaking? So SAP is building two components. One, of course, data products across the S4 HANA uh, cloud ERP, as well as across the line of business solutions. But at the same time, we are building what we call intelligence applications across all SAP business applications, right? So here you can see we will be providing pre-built intelligence applications for cloud ERP, people intelligence, spend intelligence, customer intelligence, supply chain intelligence, and finance. And these will be released throughout 2025, 2026, as we kind of, as per the roadmap for BDC. And this would be available directly for our customers to use. So if you want to look at, for example, working capital management, which is currently live and being used by our customers, you can directly consume that. You don't have to build analytical models, you don't have to build the data products, you don't have to build the reports and dashboards. You can directly activate the intelligent applications and start consuming that. Okay. And why this is quite critical, because now with the partnership with Databricks, it allows us to bring all the data assets across organizations together, not only the transactional data set, but also the unstructured data set, which is available across all organizations. And our customers tend to uh, use third-party solutions to bring it all together. Now with SAP Databricks partnership with the Lakehouse architecture, we can bring all of that together within the context of SAP landscape, right? And directly use that for your AI ML use cases without having to cause data gravity shift, or without having to pay extremely high cost for storage, right? That is where the partnership comes together. It allows you to have open data from SAP side and also external sources, maintain the quality as well as build AI ML use cases without having to leave the domain, right? Um, with that, I will pause over here and hand it over to Michelle to talk in detail about our partnership and how it's forming, how it can be kind of utilized by our customers already. Over to you, Michelle.
Thanks, Gurish. I'm going to share my screen so I can drive.
Sure.
I'm Michelle Wiktorsson. I'm a manager here at Databricks of our specialist solution architects, and I'm thrilled to talk to you today about this great partnership that we have with SAP. Why are we doing it? Let's start with that. SAP is a gold mine for data and AI. Imagine now you can bring all of that business critical SAP data into a best in class platform for running your AI and machine learning models. That's what we're doing here. By next year, over 80% of all enterprises will be using Gen AI in production environments. So that's a huge shift from a couple of years ago when almost no one was doing that. So everyone here is being affected by AI some way, somehow. It's showing up everywhere. And that's really important when bringing in the SAP data. So this partnership really empowers businesses to unlock the full potential of their data by leading to improved decision making, and it's going to lead to the development of innovative AI solutions. Really, the single biggest value prop of BDC are those curated data products that Gaurish just mentioned. So instead of having to do managed ELTs, so extract, load, transform from S4 HANA or ECC or your line of business applications, then you have to figure out how to extract the specific tables. Do you need CDS views, or what data do you need? Where is it? And then extract that to a data lake and then do transformations into usable data with all of the business semantics, et cetera, that you need. And that really just comes from subject matter experts of SAP that know how to put that together, not necessarily your data engineering team. And you're essentially taking that and then you're having to build out BW data, right, with that business context. So the example is you have sales order, purchase order, CDS views, and you want to create order to cash. Historically, you've had to build that logic out. That's true if you're using the DataSphere connector or if you're doing a more direct extraction from your ERP systems. But BDC offers this ELT as a service in the form of these data products for S/4HANA and for the line of business apps like SuccessFactors. So that's really key for making that data accessible and ready to then be used, consumed by your machine learning, your AI models. That's the value prop here. That's why we're in this partnership, is to leverage that new concept here with that data lake store and those data products, and then using Databricks to actually do things with them. It's critical to know that it is a bi-directional connectivity that occurs between SAP Databricks and the rest of the components with BDC. There will also be a bi-directional connectivity to an external existing Databricks instance as well, which I'll go over in a minute. So one component that's included in SAP Databricks, and of course it's the core of our existing Databricks platform, is Unity Catalog. So Unity Catalog's capabilities address the critical challenges in data governance, such as fragmented data management, insufficient visibility, by providing that unified solution that enhances both operational efficiency and compliance across the organization. And compliance really key there as well. So something to think about with Unity Catalog is it's more than just data governance. It contains all your data and your AI assets. So it supports diverse formats like Delta, Iceberg, Parquet, and different types of data assets like tables, notebooks where you might have written Python or SQL scripting or Scala, as well as your AI and your machine learning models. They're all an object in this catalog. And then you can choose who to share that to, how to share that to. So your data engineers can create a pipeline for data ingestion, some transformation, land that into specific tables, and then make those gold layer or silver layer tables visible to your data scientist. And they don't have to worry about how it got there, but they now are sharing the same exact copy of the data through Unity Catalog and through that governance versus having data proliferation across the board. Same thing with your data analysts. It enables those data analysts to see that published gold layer data that they can then use to create their reporting, for example. So that's really that it gives a unified view of harmonized data. So now you're going to have that harmonized view, that view of that harmonized SAP data as well as non-SAP data, all existing there in Unity Catalog. So the winner in every industry will use Gen AI. So as an example, in healthcare and life sciences, generative AI is going to help in the patient engagement by gathering answers to questions and helping doctors with initial diagnosis and client summarizations. We're already seeing that deployed in that industry. Manufacturing, Gen AI can understand what maintenance actions are needed. The example there is you can bring in IoT data from your devices as well as your materials management, your device, your maintenance schedules from SAP, bring those together and do predictive maintenance, and then send that work order back to SAP to then act on that. So that's a real life use case that we're seeing now being built with this. So the Gen AI and the machine learning capabilities of Databricks now are easily accessible to that SAP data, and it's going to be all under that data governance catalog. So now it's a unified data and AI foundation for all of your trusted SAP and non-SAP data. It's going to be able to get better answers from your data. So our data intelligence is going to understand the uniqueness of your data that's going to deliver those domain-specific insights across multiple industries. So with this, you use Databricks to use data science functions, for example. So DB SQL is also included in SAP Databricks. It's of course included in external Databricks. It is going to be the engine that allows you to interact via SQL with your data. So SAP has adopted our Delta format for sharing data, as well as in that HANA Data Lake file service, that is that data lake store in BDC, that's going to be in Delta format tables. Now, if you use Iceberg, we can talk, that's fine too. We have under the covers the ability to translate that because we do support both of those data formats. But here, with Databricks and the machine learning model that can do prediction, and you can save that to the storage layer in SAP Databricks, so in that HANA Data Lake file service. So that's really key in that bidirectional piece, that you're using the Databricks component to do all your AI and data science models here, and then you're able to share that back with your SAP landscape. Another scenario here is with Gen AI. So you can build custom AI applications. You can create domain-specific agentic systems that's built on your enterprise data. And that's really key, is that you want to build these AI applications using your specific data. And that's what you're able to do now that we have this seamless integration with SAP. And it's really going to allow you to build those AI applications that are precisely aligned with your business needs and with that industry context. So, for example, financial analytics dashboards that might leverage batch inference, where we are able to ingest with batch inference all kinds of different document types and read that intelligently and add that to your data, for example, and then bring in your financial information from SAP, put that together, and you have some really powerful analytic dashboards that are possible. Another example here is that you can, analyze the distribution of customers, suppliers, companies, and plants, production capacities, deliveries, etc., all feeding that data from SAP. And in this scenario, what we're building is supply chain demand forecasting. So you're bringing all of that supply chain information from SAP in, and then you can combine it with a global disaster alert and coordination system. So this is non-SAP data that you can bring that's available, and then tie that into how all the different current natural calamities around the world can really see if there's any correlation between those events and effects to your production, your deliveries, your supply chain, and then be able to predict that and then send that prediction back to SAP to make changes to your supply chain to preemptively adjust and improve that. So you see just an example of what can be done here. Same thing with data warehousing with your customer. We have a customer 360-degree view here. So we apply the data intelligence to the data warehouse. So what that means is we use AI within our platform to understand the unique context of your data, of your business. So it recognizes what a fiscal year is, or departments, product lines, etc. So we're applying that in that data intelligence engine powered by AI behind the scenes to optimize data warehousing within Databricks. So you no longer have to tinker or trial and error testing your data warehouse because we're doing it for you. So we're analyzing the queries, we analyze the workload patterns, and then from that, Databricks can predict how the infrastructure should be configured for optimum performance. So we'll scale it out, up, down to save you money as well as improve the performance. So we'll apply all of that automatically to DB SQL, which is our data warehouse. We do the same thing with data engineering pipelines as well. So we make sure that you get the best TCO in the market, but with consistent latency, better scalability for your BI workloads. As data volume and the number of users grow, it adjusts to that automatically as well. So combine the best of both worlds. So you'll see this slide often from us. So this is about combining SAP data with structured and unstructured data from external sources. So we have an ingestion platform with pre-built connectors to Salesforce, to ServiceNow, to Kafka. We have direct ability to federate to other databases to bring in that non-SAP data, and it eliminates the need for complex extraction from the SAP ERP to bring that data together. That's what really this Delta sharing piece is all about. So that way we get direct access to the S4HANA Insight apps and their data products, and then Delta share that to native Databricks and or to SAP Databricks, which is a first-party application in BDC. So with data engineering, when we want to use the external piece. So something to note is advanced data engineering exists in the external version of Databricks with that Delta Share connection established. So you can seamlessly connect all of your enterprise data, including the semantically rich SAP data and the non-SAP data, and then use that with any Gen AI model that you've built, right? So that integration enables a holistic approach to your overall AI development by leveraging the full spectrum of all of the data that's available to you. So you leverage Databricks for advanced data engineering that you can do, and then share that back to SAP BDC via that bi-directional Delta sharing. So utilize the advanced data ingestion capabilities for the non-SAP data, like our Lakeflow Connect connectors to Salesforce, Workday, other data warehouses. And you can connect that, as well as the native Databricks Delta Share to the SAP Databricks will work. You can also share that back and forth. It's two separate instances of Unity Catalog, but the communication line is open. And I will also say in the native or external Databricks, we have our AI BI platform. So this is our native BI platform on Databricks. We do have a first-party connector to Power BI, something to note there, as well as we have connectors to Tableau, to Looker, and other leading BI tools. But we have our own as well. Again, everything behind Databricks is run by AI to optimize it for you. So you can build dashboards, and you can build them with natural language. You can type in a prompt, build me a dashboard of last quarter sales by business unit, and it will build in a pie chart and add a visualization, and it will build that for you with natural language. And we also include a tool called Genie, which is a chat-like interface that allows you to converse with your data in natural language. So it enables business teams to self-serve the answers from their data without having to go to the data analytics team, data engineering team to build those out for them. They can query the data just in the way that we speak. And that's really meant to give, various data personas like data analysts, data engineers, data scientists, a quick way to visualize the data as they use Databricks to quickly discover the insights as they work with the data and with AI and ML models. So as you are building a cash flow prediction using SAP data, non-SAP data, like the macroeconomics data you'd have to bring in to do that, build an ML model for cash flow prediction, and then you want to create a dashboard to visualize what that prediction looks like. You can do that all here. Your data science can do that, and they don't have to be a dashboard analyst in order to do it, because we make it so much simpler with the natural language processing abilities we have there to build these things. So that's a lot, a good overview of Databricks. And with that, I will hand it off to questions. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michelle. I think we've been answering some of the questions in the Q&A chat as well. So if, I don't know, Philip, maybe you can step in if you're taking directly some questions over here, or the chat.
Yes, I mean, I can see that you've been answering some of them. I think there's a couple at the end that I'm not sure you've got to. So maybe we do those ones verbally. So one from Thando Moyo. In your view, how can Databricks accelerate data modernization for AI/ML use cases on top of SAP data models?
Michelle, you want to take that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Databricks is, best in class platform for running your AI models. And we are the platform for hosting it, to be clear. So you can use any AI model that you would like to use, whether it be Claude, OpenAI, you want to use DeepSeek, we'll support all of those. And then you can actually run tests, again, using multiple models and comparing the results to see which one works better for you for the results. So doing that on top of SAP data, now that data comes as a data product with all of the business semantics, really just makes it easier for you and your data scientists to take that data, interpret it, and use it to train your AI models to get the results you're looking for.
Wonderful. Hopefully that answered your question, Dando. And another one here from Krishna. Thank you, Gaurish and Michelle. May I know if data products can be consumed directly to take operational decisions? Is the data real time or near to real time?
Yeah, so the data in the data products is near real time, but data products are not directly used for making the business decisions, right? They are consumed in the analytical models, which are then consumed in the intelligent apps. And intelligent apps is the kind of, if in a simplistic way of defining it, is the dashboard where you can, or business users can look at all the data and then take the business decisions.
Okay, wonderful. And time for one more here from Prakash. One of my customers opted to use SAP Datasphere as the single source of data, and all third-party integrations into SAP S/4HANA are also processed through SAP Datasphere into S4 through BTP. They use Databricks extensively on SAP Datasphere Lakehouse. This reduces the need for them to test, retest S4 if third-party integrations change or are decommissioned over time. Is this something you have seen commonly done?
Yes. In simple words, yes, this is a very common architectural pattern. So where DataSphere currently is used as the one place to bring in both SAP as well as non-SAP data. If you're already a DataSphere customer, then moving to BDC is pretty easy for you, because SAP will offer what we call a rewiring option, which will allow you to bring your existing DataSphere landscape into the BDC umbrella. So if you're doing that already, I don't see any issues with that approach.
Okay, wonderful. Good to hear. All right. Well, I think that's it for the questions. So a very big thank you to Gaurish and to Michelle for a really, really interesting and engaging session. If you do have any other questions for them, feel free to reach out to them on LinkedIn. I'm sure they'll be happy to continue the conversation there as well. So
Thank you, Philip.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Chris.
We are now at the next networking break, or the first networking break, I should say. So we have around 30 minutes or so until the next presentation. So grab yourself a coffee, a bite to eat, and we'll see you back here